welcome to World AIP, the channel dedicated to helping you implement the Autoimmune Protocol. I'm Stacy, and today I'm making egg roll in a bowl. I didn't make up that term. I can't remember where I first saw it. It's all over the internet, but this is my version. Let's get started.
All right.
So, what am I going to put into this egg roll in a bowl? I found these adorable little tiny itty bitty shrimp, wild caught, product of USA. I'm really careful about where I buy my shrimp because shrimp can be a very dirty seafood. Look how tiny they are. They're just these cute little tiny shrimp. You could use regular shrimp, chop it up. You could even use like ground pork. But this is my favorite protein source to put in my egg roll in a bowl. I'm also going to use some clam and mussel cubes because I'm out of oysters, but you know, this is how I freeze them. I make the clams, I steam them till the shell pops open. I freeze them in individual ice cube trays, and then I pop them out into what I'm making. I'm gonna put some of these in there too, but you could just do the shrimp or like some pork or something, any kind of protein you want to use. This is gonna have loads of veggies, and the way to make it like an egg roll in a bowl type of deal is to have everything shredded. So I took my food processor and I shredded a bunch of Brussels sprouts, but you could use cabbage, but look at this texture. It's just all the kind of texture you find the veggies inside of an egg roll, right? Rutabaga. Yeah, these giant purple turnips, they're awesome in a stir fry. Look what happens when you peel it and you shred it. It's like, these are like the noodles, right? This is like just another awesome shredded yummy veggie. Carrots. Gotta have carrots, they add color. Super thin sliced celery because it adds delicious flavor. Super thin sliced onions, you gotta have onions. I even took some bok choy stalks, the white parts. I cut the leaves off for later, and I finally peeled the bok choy white parts. This is gonna be delicious in there. I keep my chives in a cup of water on the windowsill, and like I use these, as you can see, they grow back, they regenerate. It's like this one. This is one that I had used. This is a new shoot, but anyway, I always have some chives growing on my windowsill. I'm gonna put, or scallions, I think these are scallions, sorry, green onions. Anyway, I'm gonna put some of these in there. And leafy greens, I'm gonna go with some beet greens just because I had some beet greens laying around in the fridge, and some fresh cilantro. I'm gonna put that in at the end. To start it off, I'm going to add galangal ginger garlic scallion crumbles. I have a video here on where I make those. You could just put some coconut oil in the pan, you know, saute up some garlic and ginger. But these are nice to have, they're convenient. Let's get started. So I'm gonna put this on medium-high heat. That's 375. I'm just gonna let that melt. And now that it's partially melted, we need to add some liquid because all the little bits of garlic and ginger are gonna start to burn. I keep cubes of stock of all kinds, veggie stock, seafood stock. You could use bone broth. Or you could just throw in some coconut milk, basically a flavorful liquid of your choice. Get that in there. That's about a quarter cup. And at this time, I want to add my thinly sliced onion. Maybe a quarter cup, half cup. Thinly sliced celery. I'm going a full half cup there. I'm going to throw in a little extra garlic, maybe like 1 clove worth. Gotta have garlic, right? And then we'll throw in the shredded carrot, like a quarter cup. Toss in some of that shredded rutabaga, maybe like a cup. And the shredded cabbage or Brussels sprout, like a cup of that too. I'm just gonna put a lid on this and let it cook a little bit. Veggies are looking good. These take the longest to cook and mesh flavors, so I put them in first and give that little extra ahead of time cook time. This dish needs salt. Salt it generously. Now I'm gonna add in those baby shrimp that froze together in a solid block. These are so adorable. I'm gonna throw in another random veggie. This doesn't need as long to cook. It's super thinly sliced bok choy. Let that cook. Alright, so the little shrimp are thawed. Now at this point you could dump in a lot of coconut aminos, like maybe a 1/4 cup. I don't use them just because I don't handle fermented foods very well, but they would be delicious in this. So like 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, up to a 1/4 cup of coconut aminos in here. But it's awesome without it. You don't need them. I'm not using them. It's still super good. Alright, now I want to throw in my greens. You can use any green. You could use spinach, baby kale. I'm going with some beet greens because that's what I had in the fridge. And I'm going to put my clam cubes on top because I don't want to overcook these. I cooked these to perfection before I froze them. So now I just want to thaw them. I don't want to cook them till they're rubbery. Put that lid on. And just wait until the beet greens are wilted and you can see that these are thawed. Perfectly lightly thawed. Get this all mixed in and let some of that liquid cook off. Just push these off to the side. And let some of that evaporate. And while we're doing that, I want to add in 2 fresh squeezed lime wedges for acidity. I'm going to add that fresh chive. Sorry, I keep calling it chive. Green onion. I'm also going to throw in some chopped cilantro. This is fresh, but you could use dry. It's about a 1/4 cup. And just let that bubble for a little while until you have a little bit less liquid. Would you look what happens? This took about 10 minutes. This is not for the impatient. I had to walk away, but look at how that reduced. I just left it alone and I just kept looking without touching it. I didn't stir it around. This is where your flavor comes from. You can skip that step and it'll just be a little more, oops, I lost that flame, oh no. Get back in there. You could skip that step and it'll be just a little more watery. It'll still be good, but that really concentrates the flavors and makes it extra delicious. It's done, guys. Now at the end, I do like to pour on a little oil, olive oil. As much oil as you want, make it shine. Add coconut aminos to taste, salt to taste, and you have yourself an egg roll in a bowl. I'm gonna add a little bit more green onion too, just to make it pretty. Egg roll in a bowl. So there you have it. I could eat this like almost every day. I've been eating it almost every single day. It's just so good. By the way, yes, you can freeze this. You can portion this out in 8-ounce mason jars and stick it in the freezer, thaw it, and it's good. Freezes well. If you like my ring, I hardly ever wear jewelry, but when I do, it's either these, which I never take off, that Phil bought me when he was in Portugal. And my little sister sells these, $5 a pop. She gave me a bunch of jewelry on my birthday. Super cute, like adjustable rings. She sells the necklaces and earrings. They're all $5 each. So I'm gonna link to her in the description if you wanna check out her jewelry. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you did, subscribe. I put out new recipe, inspiration, and review videos every Thursday, sometimes on Sunday. And I also post little clips from behind the scenes of my everyday life, what I bought at the grocery store, what I'm making for dinner, or whatever. Those are on Lens. It's a feature of Patreon. It's very much like Instagram stories, but you don't have to be a patron to view them. They're free to the public, so check those out. Let me know how you like the egg roll in a bowl. Let me know what variations you need. I hope to see you soon. Until then, be healthy.